Now it's time for I'm in good form tonight. Let's ramble.
The weekly ramble.
All right, this is the segment where I take a timer, set it for 22 minutes, and ramble about art. Here we are. Funny thing happened these past 2 weeks. I looked up and 2 weeks had transpired. It was like time travel. And yeah, so that was weird. It was I took a few sanity breaks from, I guess, some of these musings because I have thankfully learned to do that a little bit. Whereas I think my old behavior was to burn myself out and end up in strange places. But so it was good. But I feel refreshed. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a dual ramble with at Freakbook on Instagram. Check them out. That'll be cool. I put the little graphic up, and I'm excited because it's cool. I've been slowly going through some of the past ones that I've done, and I like them. I was thinking how cool it is I put a little snippet out today that, we have these creatives, or I have these creatives that I like, but they're not near me for the most part. There are people that I like locally that I'm friends with, but the people that I always talk about, frequencies and creativity that are on my radio waves, are largely online in other places. And that's what I love about social media, is that we can have that connection. And even cooler when I've gotten a conversation like that. So if you're feeling frequencies, hit me up and we'll talk it out. I think, I don't know, I'm appreciating those. So I was looking at Freakbook's work, and I like it. I'm going to enjoy that conversation. So, but yeah, and as they're accumulating, comedian podcasts are very prevalent, and I think that's cool, especially when you hear them talk about, how their art used to be and what podcasting has done for them. And increasingly, I'm realizing that that's what I want here, to amplify what the artists do, because it's to have all of us have more of a spotlight in a real way. So yeah, I guess that's been on my mind a lot. Earlier, I was talking to my brother about, I guess, collecting, because one thing for me is vinyl, but I also started selling it, and so I got this cool Vicente Fernandez vinyl, and it looks autographed. It's got an inscription to someone, but then I did some research and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I thought about keeping it, but then I was like, yeah, I think I'm kind of past that. I do have a collection. I was telling my brother, I'm not, really, like, if I didn't have those records, it'd be okay. I like some of them, and I don't know, maybe a few, but it's not like when, I guess, I was growing up. I was kind of a collector, and these were treasured things. But then I was thinking about how that was largely because of the artwork. And so what I'm able to do now is remix stuff like that, you know? Like if I want that record, I can just paint it. And so as much as I like the vinyl, it's almost like I have unlimited resource to recreate whatever I want. And that's kind of cool. I'd never really thought about it in those terms, or maybe, but that was just more crystal clear today. Why I obsessively will paint a figure, or yeah, I don't know. And then that got my brain thinking about my more abstract work, and how that comes from, those are just my hands moving and things appear, and how different that is. But both cool in their respective ways for me. Yeah. I and I it reminded me of my kids asking me about why they make so many monsters. And then like in their artwork, I was like, well, then I showed them like Mayan glyphs. And I was like, when I was growing up, we had these types of things in our house, and they had an effect on me, I guess. And then, you know, I started to make them at some point. And so you've grown up with these hanging in our house too. And yeah, that's how that happens, I guess. But and also, yeah, the other day they were, I was noticing what they like to watch and consume is like, it's not like gory horror, but it's like kind of more cutesy macabre. And yeah, that's also where that's coming from. And then I was like, I don't know. Right before this, I was thinking about that. Like, should I be worried? I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny how the child mind develops. But I love it. I love being a part of it. I'm very privileged. Yeah, it's certainly always inspiring. But yeah, like I said, I was taking sanity breaks and got back into that studio pretty aggressively. And which means, yeah, these these nightly things I'm doing go even deeper into the night, which I think that's where I'm having trouble balancing. But I don't know. I don't. I think sometimes I just have to make choices. But one of those choices was to allow myself time from time to time. So yeah, it's good. It's growth, I think. Who knew? Who knew an old dog could pick up a few new tricks? Yeah. Yeah. I still working on big league chewing gum carts, but then I started to work on bigger pieces. And I found I'm always sourcing vinyl, either garage sales or thrift stores or wherever. And then so I was out with my brother and we saw uh, that somebody was throwing away all this stuff. Said, just take it on the curb. Curb alert. So we went. It's like a good dose of vinyl, and what it was liquid pours. So if you don't know what that is, I guess they sell the thing now at, because I got some of the paint, which is nice. I mixed it and did something else with it, but yeah, they're I don't. It's probably still a fad, but you can pour paint and then yeah, then that's art. And so there's a lot of this in the world, and even I've seen a lot of do your thing, but personally, I'm like kind of annoyed by it. I guess it's good because maybe it's a start for somebody that's afraid, and I get it. I get the trepidation of trying to make something, but yeah, I mean, they all just kind of look the same, and um, uh, but it was nice to find these because I repurposed. I have all these big pieces forming in my studio, and I took particular joy in that. I guess I do that with paint night canvas. That's why you see a lot of 16 by 20 in my inventory. It's because people that go to these classes get tipsy, come home with a painting of a tree, and then put it in their garage sale, and I get it. So and it's cheaper than if I go buy canvas. So yeah. Well, sometimes there'll be a really solid price on one of these, and I just have to pass. It's like, well, I didn't realize it was art. Clearly, you value it so much because it's in this garage sale. But yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm having I don't know. I'm laughing a little too hard at that. I feel bad. I don't feel bad. It's like it's not like I'm despising it. I think it's just kind of weird. But yeah, I get it. I think it's one of the drivers for me talking about my stuff so much and showing and sharing is because I I don't want someone to be so afraid to create something that they think um, the only real way they can do that is by pouring paint, because that's so mindless. It's like, say something, you know. And so you can't draw a stick figure. You can draw a stick figure. Draw it, and then evolve it. But don't pour paint. I feel like it's a waste of paint. This has become a tirade on pour paint, but you know what? Yeah, paint and sip I can even understand. There's direction, and then yeah, I get it. But pour paint is you're wasting materials that could have made something, anything, anything but this, you know, gross looking, non psychedelic abomination. But you know what? They've made good textured backgrounds, and yeah. All right. I don't think I flew too off the handle. I can get into a tirade. I forget what my friend said once. He was like, "Man, you've really gone off on this." It's like, I haven't seen this in a while, but it can happen. And I'm not gonna mention the other instance, but it involves vinyl records, and my friend Angie always brings it up, and yeah. she mentioned it this week, and I was like, I feel like, yeah, I feel manipulated. Because you just want comedy at my expense. I get it. I was talking to somebody else about that. How there's this documentary, The Winnebago Man. I think that's what it's called. But it's the early YouTube. This footage was outtakes of this man who is selling a Winnebago, like he's doing a commercial spot for it. And so the outtakes are when the camera wasn't going, he's just miserable and saying all these things. And this poor dude, but that went viral before, you know, viral was this cultural word. And it's just funny because, you know, the documentary goes into it, and I guess everybody's laughing at him that watches the footage, but when you really get deeper into it, and um, you know, people they find this man, and it's not it became, well, they're not really laughing at him. It would seem, and yeah, to a degree, you're laughing at the situation, but it's also like uh, a few people said, you know, when I'm having a bad day, I watch that and it makes me feel better. And that is different. But I think that line gets blurred. Yeah. That's why I just like funny, like making funny art if I can. If I could do it every day, like I said, I would. But it's not always funny. So, but man, those are glorious. Yeah. Oh man. I've been I worked on paper some more this week. That was cool. I did a few videos for TikTok. I want to keep those going, and yeah, yeah. I realized that the just the idea of the TikTok ban affected me a little bit, but I'm like, you know what? You just need to keep doing that because I enjoy it. I think partially it was the music rights. Like some music gets pulled, but what I found a workaround this week is to look for videos that already involve my subject matter, even if it is music, and to integrate that into the little drawing that I'm doing. So there's always a way. I just had not thought about it, and I think it all kind of spooked me. And TikTok is in a weird place right now because um, it can feel like the home shopping network, and you know, I participated a little bit, and it was nice to get some sense here. But then I was like, is that really what I want to be doing? Because I'm watching people that I watch, and a few of them every other uh, video is like, yeah, you know, and that's why I use this. And it's like, oh my god. Uh, and so it reminded me of something else somebody said, that this was a marketing person, but you know, you use an app and there's the paid subscription, and then there's not, where you're trying to get to the information that you need, and here's an ad for, donuts, so and so's donut shop. He's like, I am never using that donut shop because and I get it, you're enraged. You're enraged as much as I am at pour paint. But yeah, and so I don't want to be that. Even with podcasting, sometimes, like, it's nice that you can scrub through commercials on a lot of this stuff, but I don't know. I don't need it. I'd better be getting paid handsomely if I'm going to do that. So, yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. It's always, for me, I got to stick to my feeling there. Yeah. But I don't know. It is nice. I have done it legit. Like, the ones I did were at least art related, and that's cool. But I don't know. I can only like so many products. And then I did get, there were some where I didn't like the product. I'm like, I can't in good conscience endorse this. Sorry. And yeah, I think that's a valid stance. So I don't know. But yeah, the bigger ones. I love doing the long canvas, like they're 10 by 20 usually. And I've got a bigger stand mutual I'm working on. And then some more Simpson characters coming up. I'm loving those. But yeah, I don't know how much of my crowd is, my main crowd is Simpson fans. Post Ramble here. I don't know how many people are Simpson fans. I've seen a few, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I stopped watching at a certain point, but I love The Simpsons. There we go. All right. It is way deep into the night, and no one is up during this live stream. Shocking. Even the West Coast has fallen asleep, but that's all right. It's probably wise. But yeah, this has been the weekly ramble. I'm going to bebop out. So I'm just going to go straight to get those Z's. I will see you next time.
Bebop.